I started gardening about 2 years ago. I decided that it would be something that was fun and healthy for my family and something that would help take up a little space in our yard. Well, we started with one tomato plant and it turned into three. And then we got a pepper. And then a pepper plant turned into six pepper plants. And then we had an eggplant. And then a zucchini. And then there was herbs. And we were just left and right filling in spaces anywhere we could with something that was edible for us. It was much more important for us that the plants that we put in our yard were things that we could harvest that would be sustaining for us as a family rather than planting something to water just for aesthetics. One of the most amazing feelings was when we harvested our first broccoli harvest, and my 3-year-old daughter broke off pieces of the broccoli, fresh, raw, out of the garden, and ate it right there in the yard without even washing it off. It was amazing. It's so hard to get your children to eat fresh vegetables and understand that this is part of our diet. But I think that this relationship with growing something and being a part of it, coming up and nurturing it, really lends to that relationship of knowing where your food is coming from and appreciating it. Now, back in 2017, Puerto Rico experienced a hurricane that was pretty severe, and the 3.4 million people that live on the island, or out of the 3.4 million people that live on the island, a lot of them experienced a food shortage and water shortages, and that was only exacerbated by the fact that they were on an island. So in an instance of natural or even economic disaster, you can see how it'd be difficult to find food to feed your families at your regular outlets. Grocery stores will not be a very reliable place. And even your local farm stands might not be a reliable source either. Whenever things like this happen, people panic and they go and they get every single thing that they can. But imagine that you are prepared and and you've got a bounty of fruits and vegetables in your own backyard that you can harvest from. Or you've already harvested last year and you've got a bounty of canned fruits and vegetables that are ready to go. Learning to grow your own fruits and vegetables will give you healthier options and also offer an amazing sense of accomplishment and food security for you and your family. And even if you don't have a yard, you can do a community garden to offer that for a community or be part of that. Another huge issue with fruits and vegetables largely is that they're treated with lots of chemicals, that pesticides and herbicides that have been known to cause cancer and other just debilitating diseases or long-term effects in general. Even just working around some of these chemicals can make you sick or ill in the long term. Being in a situation of disaster and not having food and not knowing where you're going to get the rest of your meal from or how to even go on to the next day is something that not many people have experienced, but at the same time, millions have. And if they knew how to garden, if they knew how to grow their own food, if they knew, okay, I did have my garden wiped out, but I've always got this on the side. I've got these seeds ready to go. I can plant another one. I know how to start again. I know how to make my own plants. You can buy anything from the grocery store, any of the produce there. And more than likely, you can regrow something. This 78-cent bell pepper is loaded with thousands and thousands of seeds. And each single seed in this bell pepper will produce one plant that will produce up to 30 bell peppers in a season. The same goes for almost anything that has seeds inside of it. These cherry tomatoes, you can take these seeds and save them and grow your own. Every time you pick that cucumber, you take away those seeds from the jalapeno or the bell pepper, or throw away anything like that, you are throwing away the very essence of self-gardening. People think it takes a lot of money and a lot of planning to do this. All it does take is a little bit of willpower. You can grow a plant from every single one of these seeds, and you can save them too. Each seed coming from one specific fruit will last for up to a year. There is only about a 10% germination rate. So say you have 1,000 seeds and a bell pepper. Next year, 900 will be able to germinate. You still have 900 plants. At any given point in time, you can go on the FDA's website and see the recalls on the food in America. At this given moment, there are 848 recalls on food, largely including vegetables and fruits, either fresh or preserved, including frozen. Wouldn't you feel more comfortable if you had your own supply outside your door? You can have a 5-gallon bucket with a plant. You can have a 20-foot garden bed with plants. But what you need to focus on is growing something for yourself. You know better than anyone else how to provide for yourself and your family. You know what you need, and you know what your family needs. We can't rely on the media to tell us when there is a food shortage or our food is tainted. And then what happens? We're in a panic. And then the next thing you know, everything on the shelves is gone. But I'll be sitting here with my food, happily sharing, of course, knowing that what I did doesn't have any problems. The USDA also noted that for most food insecure families, the inadequacies were in the form of quality and variety rather than quantity. Well, I'm of the opinion that quality is much more important than the quantity. Think about that statement. They're asking us to just have enough food to continue. That means just enough calories. But what we need is nutrients. We need a balanced diet as humans. And everyone's balanced diet is different. Everyone's body chemistry is different. So what I'm asking you to do today is think about your favorite plant that produces a fruit or vegetable. What's your favorite fruit or vegetable that you enjoy, actually, even? If it's strawberries or tomatoes or cucumbers, any of these can be grown in one season, and some come back and produce more. What I'm asking you to do today is pick a plant this summer and grow yourself something that you will eat. You're going to eat it, and you're going to love it, and you're going to be so happy that you did. And then next year, or maybe by the end of this year, you'll have 3 plants. And those 3 plants are going to turn into 10 plants. And then eventually, you have a garden. But don't forget to save these seeds. And that's something we can all root for.